All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get started in just a moment. I think we're just missing one person, which is Anish, but I'm sure Anish will be here. All right, let's go ahead and. Oh, Anish is here. 1 second. Great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to. Oh, and if everyone can get their videos on in Original Sun and all that, you guys already know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Ishan because he's up first today. And once you guys get situated, just make sure you announce and you perform. Make sure you announce your name and your piece. There you go, whenever you're ready. Ishan, whenever you're ready, you can just turn on unmute yourself.
Hello, my name is Ishan, and today I'll be presenting Winter Dream.
All right, let's clap it up for him. Very beautiful ending. In general, it's a really good performance. You just got to get some of your counts are off. Watch the video back for sure from today. You'll notice that some of your rhythm is still off, but in general, it's a really, really good performance. Okay, we'll come back to you in just a moment. We're gonna move forward. Next up is Miss Grace. Let me pass it over to her.
Hi, my name is Grace, and I'll be playing Musette.
All right, very nice. Let's clap it up for her. We'll come back to that in the second half, but that's gotten a lot better from where it was just a few days ago. So good job on moving it forward. And I'll show you a couple of things that we can do to make it even better. Rishab, let me pass over to you. Where is Rishab? Oh, there he is. Okay.
My name is Rishabh, and I'll be playing Ballad. And I'll only be playing like half of it, I think.
Oh, okay.
And
Is this your first half? Is you stopped here, or did you go on?
go on. This is the last one.
Okay, gotta. Okay, did your music end there? I'm just curious. It was kind of a random stop.
That's like all I'm performing.
Oh, okay, okay, very nice. Let's clap it up for him. Okay, so we played it till measure 38. Um, okay, very nice. We'll talk about that in the second half. My main suggestion is going to be around organizing it by section. So that section, just so you know, ends over here. Um, but or you can even end at the next phrase, which is 39. Okay, let's go over to Anish. We got Kritash in here. We'll talk about that in a second. I'll come back to you. Oh, there's Anish in the Google shirt.
Okay. Hello, my name is Anish, and I'll be playing Minuet in F by Mozart. And I'm not playing the repeats. Can you hear the piano?
Yes, sir. All right, very nice. Thank you so much, Anish. You've been very consistent coming to the class here every week with something almost new. Really good job. Thank you for doing that. And last but not least is Mr. Kudash. Let me pass over to him. There he is. Let me check him in.
Hi, my name is Kurtash and I'll be playing Sonatina in C.
All right, very good. Let's clap it up for them. That's very nice. And that's the recapitulation. Very, very nice. Okay. I gotta tell you guys, I, it's interesting. All of you had similar challenges that you faced today. So I want to try class a slightly different way today, where you'll still play each other's pieces and all that kind of stuff. But I want to talk about two specific things. I don't want to talk about each person's individual challenge because I think a lot of what you guys are doing with. The first one is a tool, and the tool is called backwards practice or just backwards. Um, can anyone explain what backwards practice is in their own words? And you can say it in a few different ways. Anish, you had your hand up first.
So backwards practice is like kind of starting at like the end of a certain line. So like on the first line, you start on the last measure, like practice that like 3 times, and then move on to the second last measure, and then you do both of those measures 3 times until it sounds good. Like it doesn't have to be just 3 times, and you just keep working your way like to the first measure,
Hmm.
and after that, like your piece should sound more fluid.
All right, great. You gave me a very thorough definition. You even told me like why I want to do it. You even included a secondary tool, which is an accountability tool of X in a row. You said 3 times in a row. You don't. That's like an add-on that you do when you get better. So that's really good that you added it. What are the reasons why we should do backwards practice? You said it to make it sound better. Besides a niche, where are sections that usually need backwards practice? Like, do I just play from like the end of every single piece I play? Grace.
Usually, like the middle towards the end of your piece sounds sometimes worse than the beginning because when you practice from the beginning over and over again, sometimes when you mess up, you just start from the beginning again and you go over and over again. So you have like the first 2 lines good, but once you get to like
Mhm.
the second page, it sounds like
Yep, that's exactly right. There are other more specific reasons as to why we would use backwards practice. And three of you guys had a challenge today that I want to talk about. So there were challenges where you had these small gaps, or you kind of like had to repeat something, or like you kind of got lost. Some of it, depending on the person, everyone had a slightly different situation. However, all of you can use backwards practice. And this is the second thing I want to talk about today, which is a performance practice. Performance practice. What should happen? What should happen if you mess up? Everyone messed up today, by the way. Every single one of you, which is fine. We all mess up. I mess up. You guys mess up. So if you mess up, you miss a note, you miss a section, you have a gap. What should you do? What is the correct protocol, Kritash?
You should focus on that part and try to train it.
Oh, well, that's correct if you're practicing. Sorry. This is a performance practice I'm asking. So in performance, what should you do if you mess up? Grace has her hand up.
try to keep going.
Not try to keep going. Like just keep
Keep going.
going. Just keep going. I always tell people, think of it as like a race. If you're in a race and it's like you and your friend are racing, on your marks, get set, go. You're running and you trip. Do you say, stop it? We must go back to the beginning of the race because I fell. No, right? You just get up and you like keep running. That's the same thing that happens, right? If you're reading a book and you mess up on a sentence, you don't go back to the beginning of the paragraph or something like that. You definitely don't go back even to the beginning of the sentence. You just pick up the next word. Everyone had an issue on that today as well. Or three of the four of you had an issue on that today. So I wanted to go over those two areas today. And we'll start back with Ishan. Ishan, backwards practice would be very, very helpful for you in the specific areas that you're having rhythmic issues. So the one that I notice especially, and I want everyone to try this, you have an issue right there, which by itself is kind of easy, but in context, it's not exactly easy. So let's take a look at this collectively as how it should be played. Can all of you guys try this? Well, first, I know this is tied. Let's just pretend it's not tied. So I would like you guys to play this note. Start with finger one on A in the right hand. And if you're trying to figure out the positions and stuff like that, the left hand is 2 and 5 like this, and then this is 1 and 3. If you can't get it right, that's also okay. But Ishan, you're up first. Can you play this and count 1 and 2 and just make sure you are valuing that for its full value? Okay. Now, Oh, yeah. Okay, one second. Now we're going to start from the orange section. This time we are going to tie this. Go ahead. Starting from here, you will play this stuff. Okay, very nice. And just for the sake of knowing where your downbeat is, can you include this? Just that. Let's do the same thing one more time. Slightly early. How are you measuring? Are you counting? Or are you just feeling it, like kind of guessing? How do you measure the duration of this?
I'm counting.
Oh, you are counting. Oh, great. I can't hear you if you are counting. Um, oh, you are counting? Okay, great. Count nice and loud then. Start from here as the last step. Here. Oh, thank you so much for counting out loud. I just found out what happened. You're counting, and you definitely are counting, but you're not actually counting with what you're playing. So when you play D and F sharp, you played it, and then you said one and two N. And if it's hard to notice because you're trying to process everything, watch the video back. You can always watch it back. But I would go over this section, and this is a great section to do backwards practice because right here, I think it's easy. Here, it's a little bit harder to add on, and here it's a lot harder to get the whole thing in context. But once you get this, I think you're more or less home free. This was just like a little bit of a challenge area for you. But I think that's pretty much all that's left in this piece. You can polish it further for sure. But tidy up this place using backwards practice, and you'll notice that it makes a big difference. And if you don't know exactly what I mean by the rhythm, watch the video back and you'll see it. You'll see that you're cutting. Even just now, you were cutting a little bit on this. Okay. But otherwise, it's a really good performance. I know you're getting it ready for CM probably, right? Yeah, so it's going to be great. It's going to be really good. You're way ahead of schedule, which is awesome. Grace, you had, I forgot exactly where it was. Maybe you know. It was a one measure that you played a few times. Was it this one?
Um, I think it was measure 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, right. Okay. So this is good, right? This is not a problem. It's just where we are. I want everyone to take a look at Grace's measure 7 and 8. And this is what I would do, or we will do at next week, just to review. Go through just right hand only on 7 and 8 and get that really good to the point where you really got 7 and 8. So just 2 measures and get it really good. And then once you get that, then add on 6 as Anisha. We keep on going back until it gets really steady at maybe 3 times in a row. We can do it. Let's try it. That's 1, 2. Okay, take a small break. Take a small break. The break is also really important. I'm gonna move this thing over here. There we go. All right, let's add 7, 6, and then 7, 8. Oh, just, this is finger 1 on G. And you guys also should be trying her piece because I'm about to call on you guys in a second. Very nice. Okay, that's 1. One last one. Ritash, let's hear it. Same spot.
Okay.
And don't forget the F sharp.
Okay.
How about E? Dun-dun-dun.
I don't think I really got it.
Okay, take a second to keep going through that. Take a second to keep going through that. Anish.
So just the right hand?
Yeah, just try the right hand. That's fine. That's funny. And last but not least, Rashab. Or we have Rashab and Ishan, sorry. Go for it. Awesome job. And Ishan? All right, very good effort. Yeah, and this is kind of a weird section to start from. I wanted all of you guys to experience it, and then Grace, go back to 6, and then go back to 5, and go back to 4, and eventually you'll be stable. Okay, keep going through our backwards tool. The next person up was Rishab. Let's take a look. Rishab, I really liked everything you're doing this week compared to where you were last week. You did really, really good, and all of a sudden, here's another reason why we should use backwards practice. You hit a wall. Boom. And you got very, very, very slow. Like very slow, like 2 times slower than you should be going, which is fine. So what should you do? Remember one of the things that Grace said about it, like, hey, the beginning and the middle might be pretty good, but then the later middle, and then the end are not so good because you've been practicing from the beginning so many times. So now that you have the piece where it is, what should you be doing when you're practicing?
Working from that one first.
Yes, you start from here. I know you're like, but it's so much more fun to start from the beginning because I know what I'm doing. But otherwise, it'll keep sounding like this. We don't want to be playing twice as slow as we should be. So can we start from here? Show us Rishab, and everyone else is also going to play this. At least one of the hands. You can pick either hand. You don't have to do both. Let's go ahead and try that. So for you, Rishab, you'll play both hands. Start from the C minor chord here.
Both hands.
Yep, both hands. And now go at it again. That's once, twice. Let's go the second time. And lighter and crisper. Getting better. But one thing that you're doing is you're actually, believe it or not, you're actually playing one of the notes in every group 2 or 3 times longer than the other. You're like bum 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 bum. But if you look at the actual values, they're equal. So it really should be bum bum rest. Bum bum rest. So add that in on your next go. Try it again. Try to get all the values correct. Let's do it one last time. But do you notice how there's a word here that's or abbreviated word that says CRESC? What does that mean?
Crescendo.
Yeah, so can we start very soft? Crescendo. Okay, let's pause. Your brain needs a break. What am I writing here on the left? Has anyone ever seen this before? Kind of a weird circle. Looks like a recycling circle. Anything? Anish?
It kind of reminds me of like the engineering design process.
Oh,
Like,
that's exactly right. Wow. He's like, I got my Google shirt on. I'm allowed to say that. All right, so can you explain a little bit more?
so like, I think what this process is saying is to like like first you uh you do something like when you're like playing the piece
Mm,
and you reflect on how you did it,
mm,
and then you improve what you did, and
mm.
after that you do it again and then reflect and try to improve it again
Yeah.
because there's always something
Yeah.
you can improve on.
So in at Oak we call this a feedback loop. And if you, well, all of you guys have good teachers. All of you are very good teachers. Use this every day. And the faster you go around the loop, the better you get at piano. And the cool thing is, as he mentioned, it's an engineering thing. As you go through this loop faster in anything that you do, you will get better at anything you do. What are we doing right now for Rishab? We're starting by just getting the correct notes. He now has the correct notes. Then he noticed that he was playing the wrong values of the notes. We made that one improvement. How can it be better? Change the values. Now, is it better? Yeah, it's way better. Now he has another problem. He's playing too loud the whole time. Can that be better? Yes, if he plays softer. Is it better? Yes. And this is what you guys got to do when you're practicing. You have to have that feedback loop active. If you don't have the feedback loop active, you will not get better. Well, I guess somebody could force you to get better by just telling you exactly what to do, but you won't own the getting better part. I want you guys to own getting better. Okay, in the interest of time, very quickly here, Anish, I think you just need you're just going through everything so fast, which is great. You're learning everything super fast. You just need a little bit more time for this to settle. My recommendation is backwards practice, especially the last two lines, and I think you'll be fine. And Krudash, again, I think you just need more time, but I think you need to put a lot more time on the second page. The first page, as we've already talked about, is fine. Backwards practice on all of the gaps that you have between 34 and 35, you have a gap. Between 31 and 32, you have a gap. Use backwards practice to clear those up. Okay? You guys have been an awesome class today. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Yep, see ya.